Hey, good afternoon. This is a quick demo of why I really appreciate the Monomachine after all these years. And I got to be honest, I used to dislike it a bit because I came in a little later with Elektron when they had individual track lengths, and I just I guess I would stay in pattern mode because that's what I was comfortable with. But then just the other day I began to really need like longer melodies or long compositions, and I turned to song mode. And I gotta tell you, song mode is one of the things that really makes the Monomachine really stand out. And it's not hard to see why if you're in Electron Universe and all, but it's very easy to use. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you can get as far as like loading a song, but press the edit button, get to edit the song, and I'm going to zoom in some for y'all. And again, I'm sorry about the iPhone microphone, but I was told it'll be okay because this isn't for like actual like music so much. It's more of a demo. Okay, so the quickest way to appreciate what can happen in song mode for the machine is just to take a pattern and duplicate it several times. So right now, okay, so that's the simple like idea. It's just a sine machine, and I think one of the superwave machines with ensemble set to it. Okay, so if I back out a bit, sorry. The ensemble superwave hits at 12 and 15 on the timeline, on the 16 dot timeline, while the sine wave is just it's a fuller pattern with some offsets on the pitch. So that's what we're working with. So let's go back to song mode. Okay, go to hit the kit song setup, go to edit, and boom, there you are. Let's zoom back in. Okay, so basically for each row, when you first start out, what I do is you go to each row, you go to the last row, and then you can more or less you can insert, see if it works. You can insert your song step right there, and you can also change it over as well. So I'm going to set everything needs to go to A3. The other really important aspect of song mode is this looping function that you have, and you can tell it to loop a number of times or infinitely. And I think that's really like super clever, because what happens is that what I've done is I've placed several loops here. So eventually what I can build out this phrase here, as we're going to see in a minute. And as long as it hits that, it's going to go back to the beginning and it's going to keep cycling on these patterns and all. So I basically have 4 bars here. Sorry if I do that here. Now I have a 4-bar phrase built of 1-bar patterns. Okay. Now the next step is how many times do you need to repeat the pattern? What's the transposition of the pattern? And at which point on this timeline does the pattern start and end before it either repeats or goes to the next song step. This is really clutch. And then of course you have extras, which allows you to mute and even set the BPM. And the more familiarized you are with these and the more extensive that your pattern gets, the more value that being able to mute out a synth or a MIDI part or even change the BPM can have on the composition, because then you can, if my pattern is set to 128 and I want to shift everything to double time or half time, I can do it here. And that, again, super valuable. So let's go into that. Let's get into it. So I'm going to repeat this twice because 8/16 is here, but instead I'm going to transpose, and I'm going to transpose it 1. Okay, actually let's go 3 semitones up, and let's see what we got. Okay, so let's make it repeat 4 times. Okay, let's go into the extra. And let's change this BPM to, let's see if we can go to 256. And then we'll go back and we're going to change this. Okay. We're going to change that. So only that step, only that song step is going to go fast, really fast. And then let's switch that up. Let's see how it sounds. Let's see how it sounds with the rhythm. Okay, so far so good. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to isolate the stab, right? So first off, let's just go ahead and loop that back once, instead of infinitely. Next up, we're going to isolate this, and by isolating I mean we're going to assess that if we look, we need to have the stab, the start point is at 11-ish, in order to get it to kind of be musical. So let's see if we can go ahead and do that. All right. First up, let's start at 9. Okay. Then instead of this, we're just going to, loop it right back. And loop this 4 times. Okay. So now, if we look again, we've set the mutes to go for the stab. Let me zoom in again, sorry. Just so y'all get the idea. Boom. Okay, so that's where that superwave ensemble thing is. And just to keep it cohesive, we'll also keep that at at double the speed of 128, because we want it to kind of generate this washy build-up thing. So 256. Okay. Then let's see how it sounds. Okay. Okay, let's see how it sounds with a beat. Okay, so lastly, um, before I move onward, the other important thing is that in song mode, you can't change your instruments, but you have access to all of their parameters. So if I were to want to go in and make adjustments, so here what I'm doing is I want to get to that, assign the LFO to the pulse width. So just give it a little bit of that old school electron delay. See with the beat. Okay, so that concludes like this first like really brief demo. I'll try and come back to it with more insight in terms of how it could be used. some initial thoughts is that, first off, we're not, this also applies to the MIDI aspect of the Monomachine. Secondly, it's using exactly one pattern, So if I can make one pattern do this with some planning and some iteration, it really opens up the potential, especially like being able to swap and like flop between BPMs and divisions and everything. It's just, it's, you may have one pattern, but if you think it out and you plan it out and you have a strategy to it, that one pattern can easily extend to like 8, 16, 30, 32 bars because of all the tempo changes and the mutes. And if you add in parameter locks and all, you can get some really, really rich sounding phrases. Okay, thanks.